Hey traders, David Frost, My Strategic Forecast. You're here for another episode of Common Sense Market Analysis. Today is Thursday, April 25, 2024. We're looking at a daily chart of the SPY or Spider, which is the proxy for the S&P 500. What do we have on the docket today? Actually, there's a lot of stuff on the docket. Get out your sticky pads. We're going to talk about schematics. We're going to talk about fake outs. We're going to talk about market hints that it's a fake out. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff, where she's going. We're going to talk about swing trades. In fact, we're going to get to that right now because one of them just turned into an absolute whopper. The Automagical Lazy Swing Trader algo system was picking up stocks this morning as the market was getting hit. Case in point, it picked up Microsoft at 389.47. The alert went out, text and email, and look what's happening now. After hours, they're getting a rip higher. I've adjusted the exit prices in preparation for tomorrow with the assumption that it won't crap out. So therefore, traders long Microsoft will get paid accordingly tomorrow. Lazy Swing Trader Automagical Algo System. It also bought Lowe's companies today, 226.85. Nice pop, nice start to the party. Lazy Swing Trader Automagical Algo System. And we're not going to be biased to one side of the market. It shorted Merck at 132.46 today. Another nice start to the trade. Automagical Algo System. In light of Microsoft, the market, meaning the S&P, NASDAQ, and the like, are getting a pop higher in the aftermarket. And that leads me into the next thing. So let's go back to the daily chart. And on Monday in the live room, I started discussing with members that even though we were getting a bounce and the bounce could last a couple of days, I was expecting some kind of a retest or in the neighborhood of a retest situation. Didn't necessarily have to be new lows. We talked about a retest. The retest today wasn't all the way down to the lows, but at least it pulled the rug out, made everybody think they were going to the lows, made everybody think that this was going to be a collapse. And what did they do? Turn the market around, which does what? It leaves our 509 to 511, give or take, price target still on the table. Write that down, put it on a sticky note. If everything stays up as it is now on the Microsoft and whatever other earnings are coming out news, then you're likely to see these numbers tomorrow and or early next week. The trend line / the breakdown candle high is the bogey. Above that on candle closes, meaning daily, multiple days, and there is no more downside to discuss until they're back below. Write that down, put it on a sticky note. My belief is, and what we discussed in the live room today was, you have an ABC pattern inside of an ABC pattern. What does that mean? Well, let's draw it out a little bit. So you have this move down from the highs. That's leg A. Leg B would be somewhere up in this neighborhood, and leg C would be a new leg down, making new lows. However, inside of that right now, what we do have is an A leg up off the low. We have a B leg down, which was this morning, and then potentially a C leg up into that zone we've been discussing for a few days, 509 to 511. How do you like dem apples? That's what I think the schematic is at present. That's what I thought this morning. And one thing I told traders in the live room this morning is a little trick of the trade. What I did was I looked at my list of stocks that I tracked. There's about 450, give or take, at any point in time on that list. So I sort them by what's trading down. And I started looking into the list. Yeah, there were some stocks down, but the majority of the names had big spreads, no pre-market volume. That told me, or at least it gave me a hint. Didn't tell me anything definitively, but it gave me a hint that this wasn't necessarily an unraveling in the making. Otherwise, you would have had everybody hitting the bid from the pre-market on forward. Little trick of the trade, doesn't work 100% of the time, but it's added information. There's a member in the live trading room, his name is Pradyat. sent me a heartfelt message today. I just want to read this. I want to give everybody the benefit of what makes me feel good. I know it's small, but I'm going to read it out loud, and it's worth the minute. A trader can control 4 things when participating in the markets: what to buy, when to buy, how much to buy, when to exit, in both favorable and non-favorable cases. You provide 3 out of 4 of these, but more importantly, the guidance on risk management, trade execution, and market psychology remain with any curious and open-minded trader for life. You deserve this vote of confidence 100%. This is why I upgraded my membership, sharing recent profits booked on LW, that was a swing trade off the Automagical system, which more than covers the annual membership, just one trade. And he lists 6,500 in profits on the Lamb Weston LW trade. These are the messages that I get from traders. This is what makes me feel good. This is why I do what I do. We got a lot more to discuss. Put your seatbelt on. The wheat futures trade, ZW, rocks on. We're long from down here. This was a real-time, live room, multi-day discussion. Many traders in a variety of different ways are in the wheat trade. It's a risk-free, emotionless trade. I told them exactly what floated my boat after last month closed. They spiked the low, and I said they're going to rip it back up in the other direction. They're ripping it back up in the other direction. All charts act the same. They react the same regardless of the name or the time frame. Net, to wrap up the spiders real quick, as long as they stay up and pop tomorrow, we're looking for a move up to 509 into the convergence of these moving averages up here on a super spike back into the moving average, or convergence of moving averages, the 50 and 20-day moving average. Tremendous breakdown candle high on the weekly chart, same number we looked at on the daily. The high is 515.30. Above that, and it's back to bull case new highs. Stay below that, and they will have just run a test of a breakdown candle high, or at least in the vicinity / neighborhood. Where have you seen or heard of that before? By the way, anybody make money today in the market? Anybody make money today in the spiders? Any other stocks from the live room perspective? Help a brother out. Post something under the video if you're having success in the live room. Help other traders that are looking for that answer. You found it. Pay it forward. Help somebody else find the answer. They listen to peer traders. They don't listen to me. I can talk till I'm blue in the face and tell you how good I am. It's you they want to hear from. We had some stuff at 0 dark 30 this morning, but we had the economic data release at 8:30, so the market scaled down. So we need to make the adjustment. And you see here at 8:32, the numbers are out. At present, they're killing the tape. They'll go back and forth, creating opportunity for traders. That's exactly what they did. Back with numbers before the bell. What are the numbers? Didn't take me too long. First thing was, we're looking for a bounce from a zone beginning around 500.60 down to a spike of 499.45. Now, this is something that you need to write down and take into the future. If a market is below a number, and the longer it's below a number, the more the door is open for the next number down. That also holds true for if a market opens or a stock opens below a number. Hence, that's the reason why stocks on the move, when they open below a number, that number's off the board. We look to the next number. Same thing goes for the spiders. If they're opening below 499.45, we're looking for the next number down. Write that stuff down. Put it on a sticky note. It's important if you're an Inside the Number member, live room trader, swing trader, any trader. Now, there's your 499.45. Right of the vertical is today's activity. Now, why I put this on first is very simple. Because I told traders in the live room, they're below it, but they will fight back to that number. They will fight back into that zone between 499.45 and 500.60. There's your 500.60. But wait, there's more. Now, 498, remember, this is long before the opening bell. 498.91 is a gateway to the next leg down and an open door policy toward 497.80. No, you didn't. Yes, we did. We caught the low of day. Again, plenty of traders were piling in and around 497.80. We had trades in here before that. We had scalps. We had played against Sam's from a short-term perspective, couple of base hits, and then 497.80 was the spot. Remember, pause the video, read the notes, go back to the chart, and double-check the work. 9:07, still before the opening bell. Kind of starting to pound the table. Remember, below 498.91 opens the door for another leg down toward 497.80, which is an area bulls would be expected to play defense for a bounce situation. What more are you looking for before the opening bell? I'm handing it to you. Pause the video, read the notes, go back to the chart, and double check the work. Before the opening bell, I'm giving you the number, and here it is. Again, pounding the table. You got to read between the lines sometime. 9:21. Here's the way this one works. They're going to bounce and give you a trade on the long side. That's pretty blunt. Question is, from before or at 497.80? See my point? Pause the video, read the notes, go back to the chart, and double check the work. 9:57, 497.80, give or take, is the place. How many times do I have to pound the table? Pause them, read them, go back to the chart to double check the work. Plenty of money being made in the live room. Let's hear about it in the comments under the video. If you're so inclined, help a brother out and post a comment. We had a laundry list, and there'll be more tomorrow and beyond. It's a bonanza. It's earnings season. We had not only Microsoft on a swing trade list, but a day trade list. Stocks on the move. Microsoft. We had CAT, IBM, Google, Love, Southwest, Pins, and Meta. Meta didn't get to its number. Everything else did. Let's take a look at some charts. CAT opened below. This is actually the third number when the market scaled down after the economic data and into the closing bell or opening bell, sorry. Some of the stocks scaled down with it, and CAT was one of them. They opened below the third number, so it's off the table. It was a no trade. Microsoft from an intraday trade, same thing, but it hit the number, the absolute number on the swing trade list. Kind of funny how that works. How about IBM? The first number on the board was 166.25. They came into it, they bounced, they gave you a base hit, and they traded a little bit higher for the rest of the day. IBM. The numbers work. Google opened below the first two numbers. The third number on the board, which is the only active number, is 150.89. Low of day, 150.87, and the rip-roaring rocket ride back in the other direction. How do you like dem apples? About Southwest, love. You got to love this. How about 26.01, low of day was 26 on the button, and then the rocket ride back in the other direction. Love. The numbers work. Got to love it. About Pins, opens on the dot on 31.07, spikes below, has a rocket ride back in the other direction after this little back test here. You think that number's important? I would say so. Pins, the number worked. And Meta never got there. What's going on over in Camp IWM? Same routine as the S&P 500. It's an ABC within an ABC until it's not. If the markets stay up overnight and something doesn't pull the rug out overnight or in the morning, we should have a follow-through from today's reversal on Friday. Look for a Friday floater if they're trading up all morning. Simply put, above the high from the last couple of days, above this high from Tuesday, and they'll trade up into the 20-period moving average, maybe even the 50-period moving average. Lots of resistance up in this area, which will also coincide with the same area we've been discussing in the S&P, the SPY, 509 to 511, give or take. Trannies yesterday had their canary in the coal mine situation. We had follow through today, but guess what? They just retested the low. Spiders never came close to the low. It was a pseudo retest, but the transports absolutely did a retest of the low, and they're trading higher. Below all the moving averages, the trend is down. This is a bounce in a downtrend, but they certainly can bounce, along with a little help from a friend in Mrs. Market, back into these moving averages, 200, 20 period, and so on. Q people, same routine as the spiders. ABC and an ABC. Your target is above yesterday's high into these moving averages. Same routine. XLF, hovering, no trouble in XLF, down 24 cents today, 0.5%, no big deal. They're hovering around, being above all the moving averages, and if they are, the trend is your friend. They get a little pop tomorrow, they'll be above all the moving averages, and the trend will be your friend. When you look at the weekly chart, they're well above all the moving averages. They came close to, but didn't even touch the 20-period moving average and bounced away on its face. That's a bullish situation. And Smashmouth getting a nice bounce today in the spirit of an ABC and an ABC. You know what I'm going to say next. Heading for the convergence of those moving averages. No change. It's all the same market. If they're all going to get a bounce, they're all going to get a bounce. It's still a bounce in a downtrend. Have I told you how much I appreciate each and every one of you? Without you, these videos, they're not possible. That is true and accurate information. We're pulling the ripcord here today. I'm David Frost, My Strategic Forecast. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Common Sense, a market analysis.